In all these years that I've been teaching English, I've encountered two types of people: those who learn fast and those who don't. In this video, I want to talk to you about the factor that makes some people learn so fast and some other people learn so slowly. And while there are several things involved in learning, there's one factor that makes all the difference, and that is priority. Let me explain. Let's look at this concept, priority. Longman says a priority is the thing that you think is most important and that needs attention before anything else. Macmillan says a priority is something important that must be done first or needs more attention than anything else. And Oxford says a priority is something that you think is more important than other things and should be dealt with first. So, if something is a priority for you, number one, you pay more attention to it than to other things. And number two, you do it before doing other things. So, if something is a priority for you, you don't procrastinate. You do it now. So, what do fast learners have in common? That for them, it is clear that learning English is a priority. It may not be the most important things in their lives, but it is a priority. And because it is a priority, they devote time and attention to it. What exactly do they do? Let me tell you. Number one, no matter how busy they are, they always have time to dedicate to English. Number two, whenever they have the opportunity, they use it. Number three, they are proactive. They learn a lot on their own. Number four, they can count on the help of a teacher as a kind of coach, let's say, but they don't rely on outside help 100%. Number five, if they count on the help of the teacher, they usually ask specific, interesting, and intelligent questions to the teacher that show that on a daily basis, they are paying attention to what they watch on TV, to what they read, to everything they consume. So they go to the teacher with questions. Number six, when they make a mistake, they tend to ask questions non-stop to fully understand why this is a mistake so that they don't make it again. Number seven, and this is very short but very important, they review what they study very often. Number eight, they make an effort to use whatever they have learned to consolidate it. Number nine, they create a study routine. However short it may be, they have a routine. And number 10, people who learn fast tend to have the habit of learning. Not only English, but learning in general, any subject. They have the habit of learning. Now, let me ask you, do you do all of these things? So, what do people who struggle to learn have in common? That they say that English is their priority, but in reality, it's not. All their actions show that English is the last of their priorities. And because it's not a priority, they leave it until later, and they don't devote any time or attention to it. They procrastinate. So, what exactly do they do? First of all, they are always busy. They never have time to English. They always leave it till the end. Number two, whenever they have the opportunity to use it, they don't do it. They stay quiet, they prefer not to talk, not to risk it, let's say. Number three, they are passive. They don't learn on their own. Number four, they don't count on a teacher. They depend on a teacher, which is not the same. They depend 100% on outside help. Number five, they feel that if they have a teacher, if they're paying a teacher to help them, they are already doing something to improve. But that's not true. Having a teacher helping you, paying a teacher to help you, does not mean that you're going to improve. And it's not the teacher's fault. It all depends on the student. If they have a teacher, they tend to be passive. They passively absorb, or they passively receive, that's a better word. They passively receive everything the teacher tells them, but they don't ask these interesting and well thought and intelligent questions that show that from class to class they're paying attention to what they consume, to what they read, to what they watch. No, they're just passive. Number 7, when they make a mistake, they want to know what the right way of saying it is. fast now without understanding why. They tend to rely on the translator without giving it much thought, and that doesn't help you learn. Remember that. Number 8, they don't review what they learn or what they see with the teacher very often. Some of them don't even review at all. Number 9, they don't make the effort to use whatever they have learned to consolidate it. They just don't make that effort. Number 10, they don't have and they don't create a study routine at all. And number 11, they don't have the habit of learning, neither English nor any other subject. They simply don't have the habit of learning. And now let me ask you again, do you do any or all of these things? Now let's go one layer down. What makes something a priority? The way I see it, something is a priority for you when you have both the need and the desire to do something. So if something is not a priority, it may be because number 1, you don't have the need to do it. Number 2, you don't have the genuine desire to do it. Or number 3, both of them together. Let me give you an example that may sound familiar to you. You're living in an English-speaking country, so you tell yourself that you have to learn English because, well, again, you're living in an English-speaking country, so you need English to find a job or get a better job, to meet people, make some friends, or talk to your coworkers, to have a normal life, let's say. So you set learning English as a goal. And the thing is that days, weeks, and months go by and your English doesn't improve. And maybe you try several different things. For example, you may try taking online courses, having a teacher, using apps, and you start with all your energy and then you end up abandoning everything. Many things can happen. You may say the app wasn't really useful, it got boring after a while. The online course was not what I expected. I didn't like the teacher. Many other reasons. Maybe you like the teacher is okay, and you like her or him so much that you become friends, the relationship becomes informal, and you spend the class talking about anything and not really learning something. Also, it may be the case that you met people from your own country and you were able to make friends without the need of knowing or being really good at English. And it may also be the case that you found a job and that you can do your job with little or no English at all. And if you have to use English with your coworkers, you know a few words that help you get by. So you don't have the real need or the desire to learn or improve. In short, many things can happen that may make you not want to spend time and effort learning or improving your English. Does this sound familiar? These things make the perfect combination that make that you don't learn or improve. All these things prove 2 things. Number 1, that you don't have the real need to learn or improve your English. You already have a job, you already have a group of friends. And number 2, that you don't have the genuine desire to learn. You have a busy life, you have a job, many things to do, and adding yet another thing to your day is not very tempting. Clarification. I'm not here to tell you that you're not improving because you don't put English first, because it's not your priority. I'm not here to tell you off. No, I'm here to talk to you about something that will help you see something that maybe you're not seeing, something that will take a weight off your shoulders and make your life easier, hopefully. Be careful because you may be creating a problem for yourself. If you tell yourself that you have to learn English when in reality, it's not a priority, it's not a real need, and you don't genuinely want to do it, then you are creating a burden for yourself. And if you set goals and you don't achieve them, if you say that you're going to do something and you don't do it, if you pay for a course that you then abandon, if you pay for a teacher that you cancel, this will generate frustration and it will generate a weight that will get heavier and heavier with time. And You will be, let's say, writing a sad story for yourself. And why would you do that? You don't want to do that. My advice is that first, you define your priorities. Don't lie to yourself. Don't rush to pay for a course or a teacher when you're not willing to pay with something much more valuable than money, your time and your commitment. So remember that if something is a priority for you, you pay more attention to it than to other things. You do it before doing other things, and you don't procrastinate. Ask yourself these questions. Is English really your priority? Do you have a real need to learn? What is that urgent need? Do you genuinely want to learn? Why? Save yourself the time and the frustration. Don't try to learn English just because society tells you to do so. Now, I'm not going to lie. English is always going to make your life easier, and I always recommend learning English or improving English if you already know it, because it will make your life easier, no doubt. But don't try to do it if you don't really want to do it, if it's not your priority. And remember this, English is here to make your life easier, not to hurt you. I hope this video has been useful, and see you next time. Bye!